This is your daily briefing, and you're most welcome to it, of course. Let's kick off with Fabrizio Romano. Players are super happy with the impact of Antonio Conte, according to the legendary journalist. I'd say more accurately, perhaps, that Højbjerg and one or two others are, but I'd say the fear of God is coursing through the veins of many of the others. This one requires a leap of faith I'm not quite ready to make yet. Tottenham guaranteed Conte that he will have the power to say, I need this player to win when it comes to the transfer market. Yeah, sounds great. It also sounds like if it happens, it'll be the first time it's ever happened to a Tottenham coach. Don't come at me with, oh yeah, but there's a committee and it's all part of it. No, doesn't happen. But the amount of times that Tottenham players, and I'm talking before even AVB, Poch, they've made recommendations and all they've heard as Levy has walked away down the hall is this faint chortling. Absolute nonsense, and it's probably one of the key issues behind the failure of Tottenham Hotspur as a football club. Let that sink in. It's likely that Tottenham will be active in January, potentially moving for a striker, a midfielder and a centre back. And again, I have to say, Fabrizio, you sound to me like somebody who's been fed by the press office. Could be doing you a terrible disservice, but it strikes me that this is all wishful thinking. We've been looking for a striker, a midfielder and a centre-back for years, not even seasons, years. Moving on to Alfredo Padula. This guy's very hit and miss, I have to tell you, but I'm telling you what's out there. That's the deal here. He's saying that Conte and Paratici have discussed the signing of Dusan Vlahovic. Conte considers him a priority. I don't see it. Maybe I'm missing something. I have him down as somebody who he resembles to a great degree many of the sort of striker target guys that we've brought in that just haven't worked. Quite limited in his play. I've tipped Ben Brereton Diaz. I did a video compilation the other day. He's young, ding. He's cheap, ding. And he's used to playing in the UK, ding, 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 ding. It strikes me as a no-brainer. I think Nottingham Forest got £7 million for him. So even if we let Blackburn double their money on the boy, I can see that being, a great piece of business for a 22-year-old that's got really nice feet and his positional play superb. Sergio Reguilon has been troweling it on about Conte. We're in a really good way. Thought that on another day without Conte that they would have lost perhaps at Goodison. But he says that he feels that the team is more aggressive and more competitive. I tell you what, whatever the team is morphing into, it's come at a cost of the quality. Spurs are much more, animated is the word I've used before, but the quality isn't there. It's great to see more attack, more blah blah, but there's no shots on goal and there's no real good creative guile about the place at all. Charlie Eccleshare brings us the news that Conte's gone full Sergio Ramos. That name is infamously associated, of course, with the last manager that brought silverware to Spurs. But his name is kind of more remembered for the fact that he wasn't with us very long, and after the thing, the team kind of went and disbanded and nearly got relegated. We were certainly on that collision course. So there's a ketchup ban, probably something that Tommy Huddlestone still is getting therapy about. I take a view these initiatives, whilst welcome, really ought not to be necessary. Is Spurs running a Five Guys franchise or an elite sporting organisation? It's like everybody's back's turned and suddenly there's McDonald's wrappers in the bin. In a bid to increase fitness levels at Tottenham, Conte has apparently banned ketchup, mayonnaise, butter, oil and post-training sandwiches, which are apparently a thing. Makes one wonder how familiar the Just Eat couriers were with the boys in Enfield. Sky Sports have put together a couple of sort of infographics here showing that Tottenham recorded their highest totals both for distance and high intensity sprints against Everton, in fact against any game this season, and that comes from Premier League tracking data. For me, whilst this is essentially a pleasing development, there is a case to say, again I say it's come at some cost. Nothing resembling attractive or particularly threatening football. The game against Everton was certainly more lively than anything we saw under Nuno, but no shots on the opponent's goal. £1 billion stadium, and a team that's still a work in progress. When are they going to wake up and work out that the answer is they need to churn some of those bastards out of there? Dan Kilpatrick, dear oh dear, going to give you a straight yellow for this. Ryan Mason, he says, who has joined Conte's staff, is also a believer in tough love. Having come through the academy under John McDermott, faced a similar regime to Conte's with Maurizio Pochettino and his assistant Jesus Perez. Absolute cobblers, tough, wouldn't know how to spell it, limp as lettuce. He's as light on his feet as the rest of them. I don't see it at all. I mean, I actually, do you know, there was one absolute clown on Twitter had said, "Oh, you can tell how good Ryan Mason is. Conte wanted him on his..." No, he's been foisted on the guy, absolutely foisted on him. Alistair Gold, Conte's so intent on improving the fitness of his Tottenham Hotspur players that many have been given extra training schedules to undertake whilst on international duty. Football London understands. I bet they can't wait. The Italians' pressing style requires high fitness levels, and arriving at the club without a pre-season to put his players through, Conte is trying to use every method possible to get the players to catch up on the fitness they require. You know what I'm going to say next. Daniel Levy's attention to detail on the stadium, we were told, was that of an absolute pedant. Stuff put up, stuff ripped down, stuff they got wrong had to be ripped out. But could he get the players all, look, and I use this phrase all the time, all the horses lined up in a row so they were ready and fit and geared up to start the season on time? No, he couldn't, and he's never done it. Everything is about the commercial juice that can be squeezed out of the thing before the season starts. Nuno said that they weren't fit, they hadn't had a pre-season, and now we hear it again. All the problems at this club go back to one man. Honestly, some of you, I don't think there's many of you, but some of you out there think that I've got, you know, that, did he do something to your mum or something? You know, you have this, but trust me, this guy is a genius, but he doesn't know how to run a football club, and that's the end of the debate. And I'll leave you with this, because this is a glimmer of hope. I don't know if it will work in the UK, but Bayern Munich president Uli Hoeneß, on the £104 season tickets that his club has, he says we could charge more than 104. If it was 300, we'd get 2 million more in income. But what's 2 million to us? We do not think the fans are like cows who you milk. Football has to be for everybody, and that, my friends, is a lifetime away from the guff that you are being fed occasionally by the likes of Gary Neville and Gary Lineker. These people are doing football the right way, and it's not some quasi-Marxist thing. Don't even get me started. But the difference there between what we get in this country is extraordinary. Right, that's it. If there's anything interesting crops up on the Interlull stuff, which are all vital games, then I'll grab whatever highlights I can and get them up for you. But until we speak again, good luck, and don't forget, despite them, keep it on.